So we have finished up week 5, and I want to go over the details for week 5, so I can tell you a couple of things that I think you should focus on specifically for week 5. So the discussion fairly easy, the quiz easy. This project 2 milestone, I'm going to give you some ideas of how I did mine. You don't have to do it that way, but I think it might be worth you taking a look. So let's just dive in and kind of get to the work itself for this particular week and what I found out. So, as most of you know, like I don't really script these. I try to do it as if you and I were having a conversation. I've had some people that are like asking questions about why this isn't more organized, but this is just me having a conversation with you as if I were sitting across the table from you, telling you what's going on in school. So that's the format I think is much more approachable. So that's the reason why this isn't scripted and constant flashing screens and that type of thing. So anyway, let's get to where you would need to focus. So this week's on responding to a tech support email. Okay, this one, how how I focused this particular week, and I can go up to, because I've had some people that responded to my specific issue, so you get a chance to see what I wrote. So I did mine on Okta, and specifically a person writing in saying that they were having trouble with, you know, having the Okta issue. If you don't know what Okta is, you can Google it. A lot of institutions, a lot of companies use Okta to do their verification process. Usually you'll have a Okta logon. Once you get to that Okta logon, you will have something like this that will then give you a place where you'll put your user login information. And then if for some reason you were to get to a point where it says page not found, which some of the people were, this is what I made my specific issue about, and how I did my my question. So I think if you were to focus in your time on this discussion, you can get that done pretty quickly. Your response is just kind of detailed, specific to your peers and what you would ask them to do, different ways you would go about asking them to do different things. So nothing really big there. Okay, now let's kind of dive into, for Module 5, the thing I think that you should spend quite a bit of your time on, this milestone. The milestone will have you do IT tickets. And let me explain why you're seeing 5 different pages here. Because when you go into this rubric, right, this rubric will go through and give you some details on what you need to do. So basically on 5 different tickets, you're going to address the gathering information stage, identify what has changed, determine the fix. How are you going to implement the fix? But that, I apologize, I overskipped the create hypothesis portion. So this is a separate document which you will need to open, which gives you the 5 tickets. And each one of them obviously has a ticket number. Once you open that ticket number, then it will say, for example, and I can go to one of mine, kind of give you an idea of kind of how I did mine. And I'll kind of bring it over here so you guys can see it. But what I did was just really took the information, because otherwise this would have been a very long paper. And I just felt like, for the sake of the paper itself, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that to the teacher. So I just put the ticket number up here and what the specific issue was. And then I just went through and wrote. And what I did is I just kept each particular area separated so he could see that I had answered each particular area. So you don't have to do it this way. You could put everything into one document, because based off of the rubric itself, what you need to turn in is just a Word document that highlights the 5 steps. The part I think that people will overlook is this, where it says for all 5 tickets. And so that's why I believe it would be a very long, document if you were to do that. So outside of that, this point system right here, the articulation of response is one thing that you need to make sure, like, how are you writing this? Not just saying, I would do this, I would do that. Speak as if you were a technical support person or a technical support agent who was going out to answer a person's questions. That's what I gathered from this. And based off of the grade that came in, his wording to me was that, I'll just pull up the rubric portion because you do need to see like certain things. This one was the first one he never wrote like the side questions, which he normally does. He will just go in and say, this is how you did on this. This is how you exceeded. What did you do? So forth, so on. So that's basically it for week 5. Just preemptively to look at week 6. As you can see, for week 6, it's an easy week for us. We just had the discussions. We also just have the quizzes that we need to do. And I've already went into week 6. So the module 6 rather is what they call it. But I've already gone into 6 and started posting my post for 6. So that's already in there. I don't know if anybody has responded yet, but week 6 is there and nobody has responded yet. So nonetheless, that is all for this week. We just finished up 5. We are currently in 6, and I'll let you guys know how 6 goes. All right. Have a safe and wonderful week. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.